Howdy, partners. I am a rat who is paranoid and has spent many years mastering the art of the pen. But with this great power comes great responsibility. But I am throwing said responsibility out the window today because 1, it's boring, 2, I want to, and 3, what could possibly go wrong? I mean, it's just a recommendation anyways, like the expiration dates on food packages, so. I come to you rattling with my poor art decisions. Forgive me. So for those who have gained the power of the art, can make what is in their heads real. And sometimes those things should not be made real. But once again, rules are boring, I'm feral, and I have a vision. AKA I was looking at horrifying pictures of Furbies. Yes, you heard me correctly, Furbies. And they made my brain tingle with yes. I have never actually had a Furby in my childhood, although I did probably traumatize my cousin with a few times whenever I got a hold of her sister's old Furby. I do believe I was a Furby in a past life, if reincarnation exists, but I want one, but everyone I live with threatened to kick me out if I got one, so I am going to draw them instead. So, you know, it's not all bad. So this week, I'll be harnessing the essence of the Furby and channeling it into art. I had some help rounding up some of these images to spark my inspiration and settled on 3 Furbies that I have decided to transform into character/monster, I have no idea what's going on, designs. Let's get into it. For the first one I tackled, I actually found this very cute Furby that someone made into like a fuzzy cottagecore fairy. I decided I would start with something that was actually like not horrifying, so if any of these other designs turned out to be too horrid to see the light of day again, I at least had something passable to show for my efforts. Going into this, I really had no idea where to start or what direction I wanted to take, how humanoid I wanted it to be, and whatnot. I settled on this like mostly human-ish look for all 3 designs, just with some Furby traits. I tried to bring as many elements in from the original image as possible. I kept the ears the same, I tried to replicate the eyes, I kept the fur of the furry all over her, etc. This is actually a really fun one to draw. I mean, yes, drawing cute cottagecore human-ish girls is definitely something I enjoy doing, so that checks out. And I wanted to give her, in this design, I wanted to give her like a simple dress. I feel like there was kind of so much already going on in her design. Keeping her clothing very simple felt like a good call. I tried to implement some of like the lace designs onto the dress. Initially, like I said, it was going to be a dress, but as I did the line art, it started looking more like a little romper, which is also very cute and on brand. So I'm not fully decided which one it is, I suppose. I wanted to give her the look as if she is one with the forest and have all of the plants and shrooms growing from her. Not sure how this would like realistically actually work, but it's cute, so I'm keeping it. I couldn't see the back of this Furby, and I felt like she deserved a tail, and so I threw a bushy, like squirrel-like tail, which then gave me more real estate for mushrooms and such. When it came to the coloring, I color dropped a bit and tried to match the colors as best as I could to really make it match my image. I think out of all the designs I did, the coloring on this one is by far my favorite. Partially because that's a palette I like already love and it's kind of impossible to go wrong with. I tried to give her a very welcoming, soft look for her. Maybe like some sort of woodland nymph spirit who'd make you her trademark muffins with a cup of tea. I am also 100% headcanon her as a cottagecore lesbian, and no one can stop me. Wait, she's my character. So it's canon. Ha! Anyways, yep, that's the design. Probably my favorite, and the least horrifying out of all these. But I think it's pretty cute, if I do say so myself. I mean, how do you... I kind of knew she was going to be cute, that's why I started with her. So again, I had something that I'm okay with looking at that doesn't scald my retinas off my face. So I count this one as a win. Okay, before I get into the other designs, as promised, I should share the names for the last character design video I did. Wasn't really sure how many of you were going to like offer suggestions, but wow, you guys did not disappoint. Reading all of your lore ideas was one of the my favorite things, and I couldn't pick which ones I liked best, but I was obsessed with all the ideas you guys came up with and read every single one of them. But I did pick out some names that you guys suggested. So for our possible cannibal scrap dude from the post-apocalypse, I decided on Fishhook. I mean, he's got a fishhook earring. I don't know, I liked it. It felt suiting for him. And then for our nature-obsessed TV head robot girl, I picked B3114 for her, but she goes by Bella instead. I don't know, I have a soft spot for like number names that look like real names and they go by the real name instead of the... Anyways, thank you. Thank you to all who replied, and I read through every single comment, and reading all of your ideas that you guys came up with were just on it. It was kind of mind-boggling that you guys were like so invested in these characters, and it was amazing, so thank you. Anyways, back to the video. When it came to cute or horrifying, this one was kind of in the middle from the start, and I really had no idea where I was going to take it. There's very little of the actual Furby in this image, but I don't know, the unhinged I've seen some shit energy of the whole thing captured me in its clutches, and I was forced to draw. This one did not go horrifying, which I'm not sure if I'm relieved or disappointed about. The sock it's wearing immediately made me think giant sweater, which was definitely a leading concept in this whole thing, and nice because then I didn't have to like try and figure out like what the fuck this character's face looks like. So again, very nice. The heart pattern on the sock sweater I tried to kind of use throughout the design as like a, you know, returning motif, because I didn't really have much to work from, so the fact that there was a heart was extremely helpful. So I just kind of threw them all over the design, and since it's wearing such a thick sweater, I'm guessing it's cold wherever this thing lives, so they got thick pants and lace-up boots. And then I also added a satchel, not sure why, but I was committed to the satchel concept, and I would not let it die. I don't know why, but this character screamed satchel, so they got a satchel. It's cute, so I don't see a problem about it. Take it up with my manager. Since it already has like bunny-like ears and a general bunny-like energy, I gave it a rabbit tail to match. You know, staying on brand here. The wide-eyed stare was very fun to draw. It's quite cartoony, and I love having an excuse to draw unsettlingly large eyes. But since they were so unnaturally large, they did get some nice pink around the edges in the rendering. Also something I love to draw when I get the chance. And I was pretty uncertain about the whole color palette though. It is rare that you will catch me using pink and purple as the main colors in a piece. And when I do, it's not usually a particularly voluntary situation. But these are the colors that were in my reference, and it's what it told me to use them, and I had no choice despite my protests, and I had to draw it anyways. But despite my struggles, I do believe I found an arrangement of the colors that I do not despise, and contrasts pleasantly. All in all, pretty simple in the end. Not my favorite thing I've ever drawn, but I don't think it's bad by any means, and I think the face is really cute. Again, the colors are not something I would ever pick, like those are kind of colors I use separately with other colors or in rendering, not like as like the main thing, so I was kind of like floundering and not really sure what to do there. But you know, it's done. It's not a bad drawing. I'm okay with that. Alright, and finally, this is your reward for sticking to the end. Or punishment. I have not decided yet. When I saw this image, I knew it had to be done. I had no other choice. And at least one of these had to be an abomination. I mean, that's what you get when your inspiration is Furbies, which are complete, like, creatures from actual hell. So, yeah, I really had no idea how to draw this. I struggled coming up with any sort of concept, and in the end, I liked the weird Furby look I already had for the other two, but instead of giving it the cute little fuzzy hands, he gets skin. Ew. And the change in fur textures made me think beard, so he got a beard, and also a weird tail. Also funny, I started drawing this right after my mom made me watch Tombstone with her, so cowboys were fresh in the old noggin. I was really struggling to add more detail and character to him since there really isn't much going on in the last one. But everywhere where I could take things from my reference and put it into the image, I could. But those creepy little doll limbs haunted me until I was forced to put a foot emblem on his belt and a oh god, and a hand bolo tie. I'm sorry, this is why I shouldn't be allowed to draw. When it came to the coloring, I also struggled immensely. More than the last one, these colors baffled me, and I struggled to make them like look cohesive and decent. I feel like I made it work in the end. This definitely is one of those drawings I sat down to render and my brain just completely forgot how we did that. And since my lovely inspiration had red plastic around the eyes, he deserved giant red circles under his. You know, staying true to the original. Literally just now realizing I didn't color his, like, vest collar. It was a long week, okay? It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, I'm done. I hate him, and my girlfriend named this piece of nightmare fuel Phil with 3 L's, and I'm not sure how I feel about birthing this thing into the universe. I think it's gonna come murder me. If I don't upload again, it's because Phil was out for blood. Tell my wife I love her. I'm truly sorry for drawing this. I knew this was gonna happen when I started this video, but I don't think I really properly prepared myself for what I was actually doing. And I do not think I was aware of the power that I held. So, sorry about that. Thank God that's us done. If you guys have name suggestions for the first 2 or random headcanons concepts, comment. I love reading them, and the chosen names will be included in a future video. Thanks for sticking to the end. Any interaction with my content is greatly appreciated. I also respect silent lurking in the shadows. You do you. Thank you for watching. Still completely baffles me that you ratlings like exist and watch my videos and enjoy it for some reason. I still haven't really let that sink in, but anyways, yeah, thanks. I love you. We'll have more art coming soon. Until we meet again, ratlings, you are dismissed from the rat meeting. Be free. Go wreak havoc in my honor or something. Okay, goodbye.